got. So we gon' keep climbing to the mountaintop of your world is my world, and my fight is your fight. My breath is your breath when you're hurt. And girl, you're my one love, my one life, my one heart, my one life for sure. Let me tell you one time. Happy Valentine's Day, folks. Today is February 14th, 2023, and this is Deadbeat Son with your host, Tré Lamb, on Valentine's Day. Wow, what a special day. What a special day for Hershey's and Hallmark and, Victoria's Secret and, I don't know, Smarties, the flower industry. That's how people think. A lot of people like to, that guy who's like, man, whatever, man. This is just a corporate shill made by CEO, made by corporations to make more money. This holiday is all about making more money. That's not true. Valentine's Day is not all about making money. It's about doing the thing that your girlfriend said she didn't care about, but she really does. And if you don't do it, she's gonna think, really? That's what it's about. It's about doing the thing that is expected of you that they try to tell you you don't have to do. That's what it's all about today. Do you have someone special in your life? Do you have, if you have a boyfriend or a husband, I don't think you need to do a whole lot for them. But if you have a wife or a girlfriend or someone, if you're in a situationship, which is a new kind of term, maybe it's not, but it's one I've been hearing. If you're in one of those, they'll say, you don't have to do anything. You do. You got to do something. Can't do nothing. A lot of guys think that they can just, whatever. It's just another day. It's not. It's not just another day. You got to do something. You got that reservation? Do you have that reservation? Do you have a reservation at Dorsia? Do you, did you get the Ferrero Rochers? Okay. Did you get a little bouquet? All right. Today is all about being told you don't have to do something and then doing it. Okay. It's a test. Today's a big test. If it's a new relationship or something that's becoming a relationship, it's a test. If you've been in a relationship for a while, it's like a checkpoint. It's like a checking in. It's like hey, by the way, do you still give a hoot? Is your husband is the spark still there like when you were young? That's what this is for married couples, I think. I'm not really I don't really know much about married life. My parents didn't even try to get married. Which is funny to me when like people ask me when I was younger. People would ask me, if my parents got divorced, when I talk about having a single mom, they go, oh, so when did your parents get divorced? I go, divorced? What? I go, they didn't get married. What are you talking about? And then people, oh, okay. Oh, geez. You're a real, not ideal in the eyes of the Lord, right? You're a real, what even are you? What do you mean your parents weren't married? Then how are you here? That's what It's kind of their reaction. Do the thing, you know. Hey, fellas, make sure you did something today. Hopefully this episode comes out in time for you to hear it. But go do something, okay? If she tells you she doesn't care, just do something, because she does. Today's a good day to be dating a lesbian, I feel like. You know, if I were dating a lesbian, I think she'd be cool. We'd be doing some outdoor stuff. You know, she would be driving us places, which is nice. Because if I had a lesbian girlfriend, she'd be like she'd be one of those who, you know, has like a fade and probably some tattoos, wears flannel with the sleeves rolled up. I don't even do that. You know, that's tough. So that's why I'd leave it to my lesbian girlfriend. But they seem like they'd be chill today on Valentine's Day. You know, they don't need the flowers and stuff. They just, you know, just wrestle or something with them. Maybe I should look into that. Anyway, how are you doing, folks? Are you doing all right? Did you have a nice weekend? I had a nice weekend. Did some shows where a particular comedian. There were some shows I was booked over the weekend, and I was to perform, and on the late shows, I was asked not to perform. I was asked not to perform on half of them, and the reason why is because the headliner wanted to bring their child out on stage and kind of do some Q&A and sing some songs together. This lasted about 40 minutes during the show, which means they went very long. The headliner did an hour of material and then brought his kid out for another like 35 to 40 minutes, which is kind of baffling to me. I'm not upset that I didn't get to do those shows. I could care less. But they were up there, you know, doing their thing, and the kid was like kind of doing a little bit of not a child. I should specify. This headliner's adult son, was up there singing songs and trying to be, you know, being goofy and silly in front of a sold out crowd, and God bless him. That's what I like to say. God bless him, because it was, you know, people were ready to go. Once the show was running over 2 hours long, people are like ready to leave. Anyway, I don't mean to be disparaging so early on. I went snowboarding. That's what I did. I did that. I went snowboarding. This is something. So shout out to William something, who gave me the passes to go snowboarding. Otherwise, I would never go. It's expensive. Okay, and we'll get into that. That's gonna be kind of what we talk about today. But I did. So a nice fella came up to me after a show, gave me a couple passes. He said he worked at a mountain, Park City Mountain. He said he came up to me after the show, and he goes, "Hey man, funny stuff." He goes, "Are you a snowboarder?" Now, I haven't gone snowboarding in at least 15 years. Okay, I was a child in Winnipeg, Canada, and snowboarding for me was standing on a toboggan. Look that up if you need to. standing on a toboggan going down a hill off the side of a highway onto another highway, right? That's what snowboarding was to me when I was a kid. So this guy comes up to me. He says, hey, he goes, are you a snowboarder? And I go, yep. Uh-huh. And here's why I said that. Because when people ask you stuff like that, they're not looking for you to go, nah. They're not looking for that answer, right? That's not where he wanted the conversation to go. It's not like he was, he's like, you know what? You don't look like a snowboarder. Are you a snowboarder? No. That's what I thought. Goodbye. No, of course, that doesn't make any sense. He goes, are you a snowboarder? I go, uh-huh. And he goes, nah, I thought so. You look like one. You look like a snowboarder. And he goes, here, I got something for you. And gives me 2 passes to go snowboarding. And so I went with a special someone, and come to find out, it wasn't free passes. Okay, it was half off a day pass, which is fine. Which is fine. I'm not upset. I'm grateful, and so I get there and I go to buy the passes for the day, and I give them my coupons. I go, I have 2 coupons for 50% off each, and they rang me up. It was like, what? It was still like $300. I was like, what the? But then I'm standing there, with someone who I'm trying to impress, or at least not, like, what am I gonna do in that situation? I can't be like, nah, never mind, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, even it doesn't even matter who you're with. We're already in too deep, baby. We're already here. So I go, yep, act like that doesn't mean anything to me. Here's that. And we went. So it was fine. I don't mean to complain. It was worth it. But man, what really got me was, like, it was 50% off. So they're for a day pass is $300. Oh my goodness. And this is what gets me. And this is what really irks me. And what I could not stop thinking about while I was there. While I was on the slopes. I was on the slopes, man. Shot it. It's just rich people, bro. Rich people, I mean, they really, I couldn't stop thinking about the affluence that surrounded me, Like, this place isn't cheap to be at, clearly, But then I'm hearing, people you're talking to some people, where are you, when you're sitting on the lift? Oh, yeah, where are you from here? Yeah, whatever. Where are you from? People are coming from Australia. People are coming in from Brazil, all over the world to go skiing and snowboarding at this place. And it's like, I was just like doing some quick math about all the money they're spending just to be there. Not only just to be there, here's the part that really kicks my ass, is these people are there spending all this money. Ski and snowboard equipment ain't cheap if you're buying it, right? And they but it's all, and they're spending the money on the traveling, on the gear, on the passes, hotels, food, just for fun. Yeah, what? That's what got me, man. People are taking this fun so seriously, I'm here, I'm having fun, And it just, like, these are kind of people who, like, okay, these are, like, the kind of people who, And so to see that as someone who could not ever even think of doing that, as a child, and not to mention the kids, dude. I'm overhearing conversations from children who are talking about stuff that I will probably never get to experience. These are 10 years old. There's like 10-year-olds with more already with more money than I'll ever see in my entire life, dude. What? Bro. These kids are talking about their summer homes. They use the term summer as a verb. Where do you summer? What? Summer is just a thing that happens. Summer is just a thing that you see as you look out the window from your office job when you see other people doing stuff outside. That's what summer is. Summer is not... Where do you summer? God, man. So I went, spent my, spent all the money I've ever earned in my entire life on these day passes. And then, but I had fun. I did. I had a lot of fun. It was worth it. I had to go. I went down. I don't snowboard. I don't. So I had to go. I went once. I think I talked about it like a month ago with a couple buddies. And I was really bad, right? I was really, really, really bad. And I was falling every 10, 20 feet. I've like never done it before. I'd never done it before. But I knew that this thing was going to happen. This trip to Park City was going to happen eventually. So I had to get at least somewhat decent to not totally embarrass myself. Okay. And so I went, so that's why I went that first time with my buddies. Okay. And I was like just starting to get the hang of it at the end. So when I went this weekend, I did pretty good, okay? I'm real proud of myself. Granted, there were children who were zipping past me, throwing up, doing TikTok dances as they made their way down, and there's dudes doing backflips, smoking cigarettes. I swear to God, I saw that. I saw a guy do a backflip 180. So he did a backflip and was turning, so he landed backwards. He did that with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. I said, that might be... Oh, shit, dude. I want to fuck that guy, Like, what the hell? That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. But I went down. I did the bunny hill a couple times, and then I felt good enough. Went down the big hill, baby. Went down the big hill. Did a couple of these. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. That whole thing. Did that, but I still made it, and I did good, and I picked up some speed here and there. I fell a couple times. There's one time I fell, and the snow, it was on a steep hill, and the snow was... pretty hard, so it wasn't very fluffy. It was slippery, which means that, and I had some speed. And when I fell, every other time I would fall, I just get up, right? You just get up, easy, get back to it. Well, this one time I fell, I was going way too fast, and I fell, and I was like, oh, I can't get up, and I probably slid for a good like 30 feet, just like, man, I hope this stops. And then when I got down, I was like, did you see me falling and I couldn't get up? They're like, yeah, it was pretty funny. I go, yeah, I know. You got to have fun with it, baby. Yeah, man, rich people. If it's not clear, I didn't have like any money as a kid. So I'm constantly, not so much anymore because I've seen a lot of it, but like, I was always being like introduced to this other type of wealth that I never even knew existed. Like, I didn't even know people had this much money, let alone had this much money to spend on just having fun. What? So that's a bummer, Like, I didn't even know what a private school was until I was in high school, in a public school, of course. And then hearing about this other kid. Yeah, what school does he go to? Like, he's in private school. I'm like, what the hell is private school? Oh, your parents pay. You got to pay to go in. I'm like, why would anyone do that? Why would anyone do that? That's dumb. It's for free. You could do it for free. That's how I thought about it. Yeah, dude, rich people, man. And I always used to think that rich people, I would try to make myself feel better about not having any money. My mom and I. It's not just like me as a child had no money. No kids just don't have money, except for these 10-year-olds who go skiing. But children aren't supposed to have money. When I mean like my mom didn't have any money, right? So, and I remember being a child and thinking, I would make myself feel better about not having any money by telling myself that, this builds character, right? This is character building, and I'm going to be a better person, and I'm going to be better off in the long run than these rich kids. And then I got older, and I met rich kids who grew up, and I was like, oh, well, they're also better off. Oh, great. A lot of them are also just still pretty chill and just also have a huge safety net. So that kind of sucked. I used to think I had one up on rich kids, and now it's like, oh no, they got that too. Of course. All right. And that's okay. I'm okay with it. I'm not upset or anything. But it was a very real moment for me. And it's interesting. It's funny when girlfriends that I've had, when I tell them about my upbringing and my lack of financial stability as a child, they like to act like they also know, that they had shared experiences when they didn't. You know, like the types of people who, they'll try to relate to me, try to act like they didn't have as much money as they did. Like, oh no, like, yeah, no, we didn't really, I mean, it always goes the same. I mean, yeah, like my parents had money, but like, they were pretty, it wasn't always, I mean, yeah, I've been skiing since I was 2, but it wasn't always like this big lavish lifestyle. It's like, no, that's what it is though. That is it. It's the types who think that they'll go like, no, like we ate mac and cheese. We would have like mac and cheese for dinner. You did that once. Or that one gets, I've heard, or we would eat like, hamburger helper or mac and cheese. No. You got to. Okay? You got to do that. One night your parents were like, "Hey, let's see what it's like to be poor people for a night." And they made you Kraft mac and cheese. And it was also just a side dish. It was also just like a secondary part of a meal, of a bigger meal. It was like mac and cheese and then frickin' salmon or, an Wagyu steak, you know what I mean? And then they're like, "Oh, we're going to try out some mac and cheese. Isn't this fun?" Oh my God, there's a difference between that and then having to eat Kraft mac and cheese for dinner because there was a sale on and you got to eat it, and that's what's for dinner. That's the difference, is getting to have Kraft mac and cheese and having to have Kraft mac and cheese for dinner is where we differ, my love. That's what I say to these women. I go, And I don't know, man. It's funny when they try to like um try to act like they were also not, you know, financially well off, because it's like we can relate on other things too. You know, it doesn't have to be this, you know, because you didn't at the end of the day. You just didn't, man. And that's good. That's a good thing, you know. Um, it is interesting that, like, yeah, using poverty, that the aspect of poverty is what they want to relate with me on, you know, instead of like cool stuff, they wanted to be like, no, I was also didn't have anything either. Now you did. Shut up. But I wonder. It makes me think about my my kids. I don't have any, but like when I do, if and when I do, because I hope to have a bunch of money, just like every parent does, I'm sure. Um, but like, so I'd want to send my kids to private school now that I know what it is. I go, oh yeah, that's way better than this. That's way better than, you know, dodging bullets um, and you know, advances from your teacher. So I'd want to send my kids to private school, but then I also don't want them to turn out to be pieces of garbage, right? So how do you do that? Because I feel like, you know, I like how I turned out, right? Like I like myself, which is a surprisingly rare thing in this world of ours. But I do. I like what I'm doing and who I am, and I want to keep at it, you know. But I didn't, and you know, but I went through the things that I would not want to put a child of mine through. But I made it out. I made it through it. You know, whoa, I can't do that hand. I didn't mean to do that hand sign. I made it through it. You know, and please don't screenshot that. Anyway, I made it through, and I feel like it helped make me a better person, right? So how do you not make your kids turn into pieces of garbage? I don't know. I don't have any kids. One of my roommates is about to, or just did have a kid. So we'll see what happens there, man. Another friend of mine just had a kid. Shout out to Gabe. He's a father, and he's doing the best he can, man. Go show him some support. He quit drinking for his kid. That's huge. Would I quit doing my vices for my child? I don't know, man. I like to think I would. I don't know how, but maybe maybe if I, you know, kind of hang out and smoke a little weed with him, maybe that's what will make him super chill. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if we'll solve mysteries together. I don't know. I guess the lesson of today's episode is the things that you think are the things that you think make you like lame or unpopular or nerdy or anything in that realm end up being your coolest qualities later in life. I used to be so self-conscious about not having, you know, financial stability, about being too involved with my feelings, and those qualities ended up being some of the most important as I got older. They made me really, you know, made me unique, and people respond to that, you know. whatever you're feeling now, man, you know, just know that you'll feel different about it later, probably, right? If there's something about you that you don't like right now, and you can't change it, don't worry so much, because that might be the thing that makes you cool later in life. And if you can learn to accept it and embrace it and just be cool with who you are, man, that's the most attractive quality in any human being, you know? We went long today, a little bit long, but that's okay. Oh, let me show you. I'm wearing my new merch. Let me show it to you. I don't know if you saw at the beginning. Boom. Okay. I designed it myself, and you can get them at the store or wherever you. Just stay tuned for those updates. DeadbeatSonPodcast@gmail.com. Check me out. Check out dates, Boise this week, and yeah, we'll check in on you soon. Happy Valentine's Day. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.